Well, as a company, right, we started in 1965, and it's been this journey over the last 49 years is really how to create better entertainment experiences. So Ray Dolby, who was the founder of the company, he had this vision about how to make music and any entertainment reproduction of the highest possible quality, and in a way where it enhances the whole experience for the consumer. And I think over the years we then brought some of that technology and our innovations to cinema, of how to enhance cinema sound. And in cinema, not only did we make quality of audio better, but we also brought in the idea of surround sound to make the whole experience much more, enjoyable, much more, energetic, much more lively, lifelike for the consumer, so that the entertainment experience is elevated and movies are more enjoyable. And once movies are more enjoyable, then more people come to watch those movies, and it's better for the business. So that's the way his vision was, and we've done that consistently from music to cinema to DVD to broadcast, now to the new media devices like phones, tablets, in the cloud, OTT services. From an India perspective, we came into India indirectly about 25 years ago in the mid 80s, late 80s, and at that time a lot of our work was specifically in cinema and bringing Dolby Digital, Dolby SR surround sound to cinemas. And if you remember, in the mid 90s, cinemas went through a transformation on sound in terms of seatings, air conditioning, presentation. Multiplexes came in later, and Dolby had a very important role to play there in the transformation of the cinema industry. And as the experience changed, so did the revenues. The business changed quite a bit, to the point where cinema again became a profitable business. People were coming back to the cinema. There was a time when people were probably debating whether cinema will survive or not survive, or television will take over, or VHS will take over. And I think at that time Dolby came into the industry and changed the experience to a point where the cinema was again an experience, that a very compelling experience. So Dolby was very closely associated with this new cinema experience in the 90s, and that was basically through our work on Dolby Digital. The perception that of the consumer that Dolby means better quality, there's a lot of work that has gone in behind by the company, by the engineers, by our customers, by the industry, of how to get to that. So at the end of at the end point is the consumer watches the movie and says wow. But for that wow, there's a lot of work that goes into developing the technology, deploying the technology, using the technology, and then making sure the reproduction is done in a way where what you hear on the screen or in the theater is exactly how the director designed it.
I approach the sound absolutely when I am writing my script, or when I am planning my scenes, how I am going to shoot the scene. You have to transport the audience to that milieu. You have to transport the audience to that ambience. Unless they feel the terror of that situation or the gravity of that situation, it will not touch here.
It's been an experience where people have really looked forward to what the value that we add. And Dolby is not seen as, if you really look at the value proposition from an industry perspective, Dolby is not seen like a feature. It's not like, oh, my product has this feature. It's really part of the core value of that product. So Atmos is, it's what we call a revolution in sound. So it's not an improvement, it's a dramatic change from surround sound. So surround sound, we invented surround sound and we brought it to market with Dolby Digital 5.1, then Dolby Surround 7.1. It's basically a system called channel-based sound. So you have multiple channels of audio that are fed into the theater, and each wall of the theater plays back one channel of sound. So if it's 5.1, there are 5 different sound sources that go in, and it's one left wall, right wall, then behind the screen and the subwoofer. So different sounds being played.
Atmos, I think, is just an amazing phenomenon, because when I mix the film, the details of the sound which can be heard and when you specially do it in the surround sound and explosions, and you can hear a pin drop at the back, which is extremely exciting for a filmmaker, because, it's also like, to be very honest, it's also like going to school.
We don't think doing only more channels is the answer. So what we did with Atmos, basically we've redefined, sound in two ways. One, we've gone from being only channels to objects. And what object means is really a sound becomes an object in a 3D environment, in a real, in a hemisphere basically.
Take an example of a forest or something. If a scene is forest, like we can create a bed, and you can plan accordingly. We can move birds to speaker, and like we can do any magic. We can make the people feel that we are sitting in the forest.
I'll give you two examples. So SPI cinemas in Chennai, Satyam cinemas, they have about a total of about 45-50 screens across Chennai and Coimbatore and in south of India. A very premium chain. And even though in South India the movie ticket prices are capped at 120 rupees, you can't charge more than that by the government regulation. But they have gone ahead and decided to put Atmos in every screen of theirs, even at that price point. And because they believe in two things. One is they believe Atmos is a revolutionary step instead of just an incremental step. And they believe that they want to offer the best possible experience to their consumers. Then the other one, you have Delight Cinemas in Delhi, which is a theatre which was built in, I think, in 1950s. A very iconic theatre. It was at one point of time the tallest building in Delhi. They have pictures of Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi watching movies there. Very iconic theatre, very prestigious. They decided that, again, they offer very low ticket pricing, 110 rupees and 100 rupees. And they said, okay, I want to bring the Atmos experience to the masses. Not just, why should Atmos only be in the multiplexes where people are paying higher prices? Why should it not be for the more mass audiences? The results have been very, very good. I mean, we are all very happy with the installation. We have similar stories in Lucknow with a cinema called Novelty. They've seen the same kind of result. We have a theatre in Rajkot which has seen the same kind of result, that their collections on movies is more than all the theatres in that city combined. So while it applies to the multiplexes, it applies to everywhere is the message. Our biggest investments are going into product development, technology development, new innovation. In fact, we are working on a very significant pipeline of new technologies we're bringing to market. Some of them we've already started to show through image format, which will deliver better quality images, very high quality images, better than even 4K. Will make 4K look much better. Then we're looking at Dolby 3D, which is glasses without glasses 3D, glassless 3D. Then we're looking at more innovation in the cinema, more innovation in the consumer product side in terms of home theaters and sound bars. So there are many, and then we're also working on voice conferencing for audio conferencing, teleconferences. We're working on technology which we're bringing to market with BT, British Telecom. It's already been launched worldwide now. So there's a lot of new innovation that's coming from Dolby. So Dolby, which was known as pretty much as an audio company, I think in the next few years you will see a whole range of new innovations come out from us, which is in audio and beyond. So you'll see Dolby going into many other areas beyond audio, into imaging, into consumer experiences, and into voice conferencing. So you'll see a lot of innovation that's going to come out from Dolby, and that's something. Some of these innovations we've been working on for the last 5-7 years already. So they're in a very advanced stage now, and we're now working to bring some of these new innovations to market in the next few years. So there'll be lots of exciting things coming from Dolby. Hi, this is Pankaj Kedia from Dolby Laboratories. Love Animation Express, read it, watch it, stay tuned.